Grinders. No, I'll tell you why I can't do that. My allergies have been acting up, James. So I get a lot of like mucus buildup in my throat and whatever. So I didn't know if how well that was going to come out, but I think it was pretty decent from what I expected. I'm surprised I got it out at all. Well, good morning, Grinders. Welcome to RotoGrinders Today. I'm Jordan Cooper, aka BlenderHD. Follow me on Twitter. Monday, May 20th. Yes, and I'm dealing with allergies on this Monday. But you know what we do on Mondays? We bring in James Mccool. It's Mondays with Mccool. James Mccool, the co-author with me on the theory of daily fantasy sports. You want to get better at DFS, right? You want to learn the fundamentals of game theory of daily fantasy sports? That applies to so many other fields as well, even like sports betting, props, pick 'em, all that type of stuff. You get the first course, 15 hours of audio. Second course, 10 more chapters, as well as custom Excel tools for you to use. You can do that at theoryofdfs.com. Hit that thumbs up button. You're going to click. The more like buttons that get hit, the more dummy thumbs, the more the mucus or whatever. It's like post-nasal drip. I don't know, James. I don't know what it is. Especially in this area. I never had like allergies like when I lived in New York. But here in like the Ohio Valley, supposedly it's like this area is the most like allergen area in like the entire country because the temperature shifts and the barometer. We're always in the jet stream. We're going this way, that way, whatever. But depending on that, it just ever since I moved here, I get these periods where I go to sleep, I wake up, and I just feels like what happened to my throat, and then I have to start taking like Zyrtec like every day for like a month in order for it to go away. And then by the time I finish with this show, like my voice is shot. Like I could do like an hour show and then I'm done. I'm done can't talk for the rest of the day unless it's like, you want to be gravelly, 80-year-old or talk like this or something. Or I mean, I guess I could be in the death metal band or something. But James, yeah. I don't know. I know you live in this area. I mean, you live in Tennessee now, so I don't know if you notice the difference between here and Colorado.
I don't have allergies, so I don't have to worry about it.
Do you have any ailments? Do you have any ailments whatsoever? You're like 14 years younger than me, so you're gonna get I'm telling you, you're gonna get ailments.
No. Look, my ailment is autism. So that's
that's pre-given. I have that already. I don't consider that an ailment. That's not going to change depending on my geography.
That's the only one that I have. I don't know. I guess I sweat more. Like I hate humidity, but that's not an ailment. That's just like. Just is what it is.
There's diseases where that you get your night sweats and stuff like that.
Nope, don't even have those. Nope.
Well, wait 10 years. You're gonna start getting.
Okay. All right, I'll wait 10 years.
Right. I'm the ghost of Christmas future for you.
You think I'm gonna turn into you?
I mean, you're closer to me than most of the population, as it is. I mean, really, it depends on what scale. I mean, most people, if we go to just the normal, we go to the mall or something, right? Who goes to the mall anymore? And me and you are hanging out together. People will say that, oh, those two people are much more alike than you are to anyone else in the mall, right?
I guess that's a fair point. Yeah.
Right.
Fair point. Well, that's an unfortunate future. Anyway, let's get on with what we're going to talk about.
I want to follow up on last week's discussion. We talked about this. I'll throw it up on the screen if Steve could get it up there. I can never add. I can always remove the screen. I can never add the screen to the broadcast. The new StatCast bat tracking data, and I don't know for people that were not here last week. StatCast has come out only starting this year of like tracking basically the speed of the bat and where the ball is hit on the bat. So you could go and you could see, how fast each of these batters swing, contact percentage, swing percentages, swing length, right? All this stuff. Obviously we have like Stanton who swings the bat like a banshee. And obviously we have Luis Arias who chokes up on the bat and doesn't swing it hard at all, which makes sense. I mean, kind of water is wet But you theorized, I mean, we looked at a bunch of batters, anecdotally last week. You can put it together a hypothesis.
Yeah.
Because we also see that like bat speed doesn't, like we're talking about from a DFS perspective, right? We're looking for like people that are like have good underlying metrics, but maybe their output doesn't match it. I mean, Stanton and Reyes are like obviously the outliers, like you could tell. But we get these guys in the middle where it's like, oh, you would think, oh, the faster they swing the bat, the more home runs, the more barrels they'll have and stuff like that. But, they miss. A lot of times these guys that are swinging the bat fast miss. And a lot of times they swing the bat fast and they're not getting clean contact. So it doesn't matter that the guy that swung the bat much slower is getting more barrels because he's hitting the sweet spot of the bat more. So you can't just go like, oh, Javi Baez, he swings the bat, very fast. Like never connects with the ball. I mean, like it doesn't matter. There's a reason he bats at the bottom of the Tigers lineup, right? He's horrible. So you theorized, James. You theorized that we looked at some guys and the distributions that the people that you're looking to target in general, heuristically, right, are the guys that swing the bat fast when they need to, but don't when they. So it's like their average bat speed may not be high, but when they swing the bat fast, they get production out of it. It's not bad contact. It is a barrel, that type of stuff. So is that a good overview of kind of like the theory, right? We're not saying that this is true, but like your hypothesis from last week was that.
Yeah, so what it has turned into, after going down that rabbit hole a little bit, what I tried to do initially was say, okay, if somebody has a large difference between their max bat speed and their median bat speed, then what we can assume is that they are swinging the bat faster when they think that they have a better chance to utilize a faster bat speed. And that didn't quite bear out what we wanted it to bear out, but I think that was mostly a sample size thing. So remember, this is still just...
What did it? So you did look into that. So explain. Can you explain why the range, Matt? Because there's some people that swing the bat like bat speed is like very close to each other, right? That maybe they swing the bat either somewhere between 71 and 73 miles an hour, like all the time, like very narrow. There's some people that swing the bat like 68 miles an hour and then 80, like something like that. What is the reason why you were looking at the difference between, like, in a normal distribution, if you said that 70 to 74, like that means the middle is 72, right? But if it's like 70 to 80, it's quite possible the median could actually be 72. Right. Even though you have like it goes down dramatically. It depends on how that is. So can you explain why, looking at the difference between the median bat speed and the highest range in comparison to other batters, that's why you were going, like, why were you going down that rabbit hole?
Yeah, what we talked about was we were looking specifically at something like Mookie Betts. And Mookie Betts has a relatively slow average bat speed. But when you look at his distribution, what you see is that it's not normally distributed. He doesn't swing just on average 69 miles per hour and then just have that within a normal distribution. He does have a tail end where he is swinging the bat faster into that 80 mile per hour range. And as you can see, that has kind of normalized a little bit more since last time we looked at it, right? We have some more batted ball events, so this has normalized a little bit more. But what we were looking at is that bump between 76 and 82 miles per hour is different than his median between 65 and 70 miles per hour. So what we were trying to assume was, okay, Mookie Betts is arguably the best hitter in the league outside, obviously in the top 5. And if he is able to maintain a relatively slow average bat speed that is outside of what we'd consider elite guys like Juan Soto, he is still able to utilize high bat speed when he thinks he can do some damage, aka when he sees his pitch, right? Yeah. So
Right. So here's the
there's Juan
difference
Soto.
right here between Soto and Betts. And Soto is the biggest outlier of someone that swings the bat. His average bat speed is fast and he makes better contact than most of, right? We can see here Juan Soto on this chart is like over here, right?
Yeah.
So his contact rate is just below Betts, but his average bat speed is almost, it looks like what, 7 miles per hour
Right.
on average higher, even though like Juan Soto and Mookie Betts kind of still, I mean, I'll take both. Like, give me both
Right.
of them. Like I wouldn't look at this chart and go, and based on their output, go, well, obviously one, because you look at this and a person would say, well, look, Juan Soto is way better than Mookie Betts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but but he's not. But Mookie Betts is just as good as Juan Soto, just that their swings are so different. So it's easy to find the Juan Sotos, right? There aren't many of them. That's why he's sitting up in this like no man's land, right? William Contreras, Shohei Ohtani. I mean, are we like Shohei Ohtani and Juan Soto are good? Like, yeah, I think we all know that. We want to find the people like back here that swing the bat average slow, but are actually good at contact. And we also, the reverse, James.
Mm-hmm.
We want to find the people that swing the bat fast and are awful.
Right.
Right? It's like, oh yeah, they have like 16 home runs, but like they barely, other than those 16 home runs, they don't really do anything, right?
Right. So what that bared out was us thinking, okay, well, how can we isolate guys who have this kind of profile like Mookie Betts, somebody who has maybe a slower average bat speed, but then is able to utilize a faster bat speed when they find their pitch. And that didn't really bear out very good results in the initial testing that I was doing, right? Like we were still getting a sample size issue comes up where we just don't have that many batted ball events above 80 miles per hour. Like even when you looked at Mookie Betts, who looked really good last week, his batted ball events over 75 miles per hour or over 80 miles per hour is only 4. He only had 4 the entire year.
Right. Well, why don't you just move that down to like 75 or 76, 77, like somewhere in that range?
I did. But okay. that is what they are already doing with what's called a fast swing. So they already did that legwork.
Hold on. So StatCast has defined what a fast swing is.
Yes, it is over 75 miles per hour. That's what a fast.
Have they defined what a slow swing is?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Okay.
I didn't look at that. But I know they defined what a fast swing is. And so you can look at the amount of times that a player has a fast swing based on that 75 plus miles per hour against what their average bat speed is. And that was okay, but you still ran into a lot of instances where like the distribution was too wide and there weren't enough batted ball events to really make anything of it. So
right, because look at this. Look at all these guys in the top over here. Fast swing rate is like 75. I mean, because they're swinging a lot of the pitches. Right. 75, 75. I mean, like this. But then you go look at Betts, and it's like fast swing rate is 10.9%.
Right.
And you're like, well, why is Mookie Betts doing so well? It's because his contact rate is. I mean, take a look at some of these contact rates. Matt Chapman, 25%. Like, yeah, sure. Fast swing, like 76.5 miles an hour, 62% fast swing rate, but his contact is just garbage. I mean, like in comparison, right? 25% Joe Adele, 26%. Even Acuna. I mean, look at truthfully, look at Acuna this year.
Yeah.
Is that the difference between? I mean, Acuna is essentially swinging the bat probably just as fast and just as the launch angle and everything like that this year that he did last year, just that he's not hitting the meat of the bat enough.
Yeah, so that kind of brings us back to, does this matter at all when we could just use barrels? Right. because we could. But what it did lead to, and what a lot of people have found and have been posting on Twitter, is looking at the different strike count scenarios and using that as understanding if somebody is smart about when they're swinging the ball fast.
Okay, so explain that for the newbies. what that means.
Yeah. So when you look at strike counts are really important, right? Like strike count is how many strikes are on a count versus balls, right? So if you have a full count and you have 3 balls and 2 strikes, it's a very different scenario for both the pitcher and the hitter than if you have 2 strikes and no balls or 3 balls and no strikes. 3 balls, no strikes, the pitcher's pretty much is going to be in the box somewhere, right? Like they got to try to get some kind of leg up on the hitter. So they're going to try to put it somewhere in the box. Usually they'll throw a high fastball or, a breaking ball that is somewhere near the middle of the plate. When it's a 3-0 count for balls, hitters and pitchers pretty much know this has to be in the box. So that's what's called a hitter's count. It's a spot where hitters can kind of tee off on the ball, if you will. And we'll get back to that in a second. When there's 2 strikes and no balls, then what we end up having is a scenario where it's a pitcher's count because the pitcher then gets to dictate what happens on the next pitch. It can either be a knockout pitch where they're trying to get the batter to strike out, or it can be a waste pitch where they're throwing it outside of the shadow and outside of the chase zone and everything like that and just trying to make the hitter look silly and swing at something they can't hit. Or it can be something on the fringe where they're trying to get a chase, right? Where hitters are trying to chase the ball towards the edge of the zone. It's called a pitcher's count because hitters kind of just have to react to that. They don't know where the ball is.
It's the basis of the count is the fact that it's an 0-2 count. Like, dude, they have 3 more balls. Like, they're not in fear. They could throw anything they want. They could throw it anywhere, any style, any speed.
Doesn't matter.
On a 3-0 count, it's like, here's a meatball. Like,
right.
And that's why you see, James, a lot of hitters, the prevailing notion when I was in Little League, right? And of course, I was horrible in Little League. That's why I became an umpire.
Yeah.
If you swung at a 3-0 pitch in Little League, you were doing laps.
Yeah.
Right? No one swung. And truthfully, when you're like 10 years old, you shouldn't because the pitchers can't get the ball over the plate ever. Right? So, like, you might strategically, they were probably right, but they were trying to burning into your mind of 3-0, you're supposed to take this pitch. In the majors now, it used to be that way, kind of also. Now, you see a lot more batters swinging at 3-0 pitches than ever before because of information like this, of like, what better pitcher you ever going to get in 3 at-bats for 3 at-bats against a pitcher or 4 bats in a game than the 3-0 pitch of like, dude, you might as well. They're going to throw a fastball right down the middle. And you know they're going to throw a fastball right down the middle. Like, this is your best shot at killing the ball. So, like, go do it. But obviously, and you're going to obviously expand on this point, that how the batters react swing-wise on an 0-2 count, you're more likely to look for contact, and 3-0, you're looking to take the ball and put it in the river. I mean, like I would expect the bat speed on 3-0 counts to be way higher than bat speeds on 0-2 counts.
Well, you would expect it, but what you should expect is that good hitters have a higher swing speed on 3-0 counts, right? Because those are the hitters that are smart about the way they are utilizing their bat speed. Mookie Betts has a relatively low average bat speed until he gets into a 3-0 count, and then he's just going to unleash because he knows what's coming, right? Like,
so do you have that? Do you have that data?
You can look it up. So you can go to the search and you can set up a scenario for that where you can say.
So you could look for 2-2 counts, 3-1 counts.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Didn't know that.
So that's what now a lot of people are doing, is trying to look into that, and that's kind of it's the mix between a heuristic that we understand makes sense. It's a hitter's count, so hitters are going to try to hit the ball, and this new data where we can see and have a better understanding of what hitters are better at taking advantage of those counts by looking at their bat swing speed and seeing which ones are really trying to unload on the ball in hitters counts. So
is this that? So does this data also? I don't know if the previous data did the previous data have the counts in which barrels, like count to barrels. Like, would I be able to look? Was I able before?
Yeah.
To look up Kyle Schwarber. How many? What's his barrel rate on 0-2 counts versus 3-1 counts versus whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Go up in the nav bar.
Okay.
And go to search.
Search. Major League search.
Yep.
Okay, so what am I doing? I'm going to Major League search. I go player type. Oh, wow.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
This is the type of stuff, James, where I go, all this stuff is in the projections, which is correct.
It is.
And that's why I just don't ball. Okay, wow, you could batted ball direction?
Yeah, dude.
Pull straight.
Baseball Savant.
Now there's almost too many options. Like what pitcher type? Count. Okay, here's the count. When you're behind in the count, ahead in the count. Oh, okay. So I could do something like Mookie Betts. So like we're gonna go where I don't even know where to put in the player's name. Where the hell do you put in the group by? Or just all of the people? Okay.
This is all. Yep.
Or I could type in if I wanted to. So I could look at I could look at, oh man. I haven't been on Baseball Savant in a long time.
I use Baseball Savant every day.
I used to before this stuff is in projection.
Yeah.
I was running stuff back in like 2017 that I realized was dumb. Right? I was looking through like pitch effects data and all that stuff until you come back to the fact that it's like, oh yeah, all these are correlated to other things. So like none of this matters. Okay, so I'm looking at pitch. Where's the pitch? Where I lost it. Where's the pitch count?
Counts are the fourth down on the left.
Fourth down on the left. Oh, there we go. Okay. So ahead in the count, a hitter's count. So we're going to ahead in the count. I don't care about the pitch type. Head in the count. What year? I mean, we have to do the year, group by player name. I don't want just everyone.
You don't really need to do that. You'll group by player name, and then what you're going to do is you're going to sort by bat speed.
Yeah, but I also want the batted ball location. No. Is there like a barrel or a blast or something?
Yeah. You can do batted ball type or not batted ball type. Sorry. Quality of contact. Over on the right in the middle.
Okay, quality of contact. Okay, over here. So barrel. Right. So we're just looking at barrel rates ahead in the count, and is it going to show bat speed there, or do we have to search for that?
You have to add it in. So you can go into the included stats.
Okay. So bat speed, new right here. Bat speed, swing length. So I just have to check these two, or do I have to check all of them?
Nope, just have to check those two.
Just those two.
And you can you can see barrels per. You can put in barrels per plate appearance percentage there, and then that'll show you for Mookie.
Okay. So is that good? And I just search?
Yep. And it'll take a second, and it'll show up.
Okay. Well, these are for pitchers.
Oh, go and change it up top.
Up top.
Right under a head in the count, change to hitter. Change more batter. Sorry.
No, I want the count is ahead in the
as
player type. Okay, player type batter. Okay, now I see. Okay, we're doing this in real time. Let's do it. Okay, now we go. So, what is this measure?
Change the flags. Remove the competitive swing part. Because competitive swing is basically saying anytime that it is competitive. No, it's still saying 100%.
Well, this is ahead in the count. This is
go up. Remove barrel as quality of contact. Because it was only showing
only showing the okay, now I get it. Are we doing this? Is it going? What I press search. Come on.
There you go.
Okay, now we got it. Okay. So look, Kyle Tucker with such a low, like Mookie Betts, Isaac Paredes. Like, it's not just like Kyle Schwarber with the higher. But look, Mookie Betts' barrel per plate appearance percentage is so low.
Yeah, his bat speed is only 68 there.
Right.
Lower.
This is when he's ahead in the count. This is ahead in the count.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could go with truthfully,
you can dig into this for literally days.
Ever. Right. Like, these are just 3-0 pitches. I mean, there's how many? What's the sample size here? Can it go? Why is it always? What's so slow about this?
Okay. Well, it's looking through the entire database based on.
These are 18 pitches.
18 pitches for Kyle Schwarber specifically. For Mookie Betts, it's 14 total pitches.
Right, 14 total pitches. And it looks like that he never swings at those pitches.
Well, he doesn't. He doesn't have
literally never. He doesn't swing at 3-0 pitches. No, I'm assuming that's what the dash means. Yeah. It's like no bat speed means doesn't swing at any of them.
He literally has not swung at a 3-0 pitch all year.
Right.
Not a single time. So that's super interesting, right? That in and of itself is super interesting.
Aaron Judge also doesn't swing at 3-0 pitches.
Has not swung at any of the 15 that he has seen.
Right. We're narrowing it down to real.
Well, no, but it's really interesting. Like it's really interesting to see that and get an idea of, oh, wow. So that idea that you had where 10-year-olds should never swing at a 3-0 pitch, Mookie Betts took that to heart. Like he doesn't even do it in the majors.
Yeah, but also some of it has to be, now we're getting into really details. When you're batting in front of Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman, I think you're taking 3-0 pitches. Right? You understand what I'm saying? It's like, right? When you got Stanton and when you got people Rizzo and Stanton behind you, I think Judge doesn't mind taking a walk to first base.
Right.
When you're Mike Tauchman, I don't know what your excuse is. You should be swinging at 3-0 pitches. The Cubs aren't that good. Like, what's Randy Arozarena doing? Come on. You're on the Rays. Let's start swinging. Let's start getting this game over. Who goes to Tampa Bay Rays games? Stop taking these 3-0 pitchers. Let's
just get this over with, you know?
Right. So have you found, so with the original hypothesis, have you found anything as far as being able to even isolate, like, where the slower batters that when they're at their highest bat speed are doing well at
Not
their
yet.
highest bat, and isolating that part of the distribution?
Yeah, not yet. Still have a lot more research to do. Like you just saw.
Looking at all these options here in Baseball Savant, I feel like I could be here. I could probably find out through one of these searches. It's just that I probably would have to go through 747 of them in order to figure out where are these things isolated. And obviously, it would be so much easier if they had like the pitch by pitch. Like if they just gave you the dump of like the conditions of every pitch. I think it would be so much easier, right?
Mm-hmm. And you can
but they don't. I'm assuming they don't.
Pretty sure you can.
Of like every pitch and get the pitches isolated?
There's ways to do it.
Who is the pitcher? Who is the umpire? Who is all the data of every?
There's ways to do it. Yeah.
There are ways to do ways?
Yeah, it's convoluted. You don't have the play-by-play directly in front of you, but you can do it with the search tool. And if you go to an individual player's page, like if you go to Mookie Betts' page and go to the game log, you can see the pitch-by-pitch data.
Oh, let me see. They didn't used to have this, right?
Well, I've been using it for like a year, and
I was on Baseball Savant in 2017 and 2018.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been using it for that long, but I've been using it specifically as a data source for all my models for now a year.
So here are the last pitches, right? In the show. Zone, count, inning, bottom. It's obviously the description of the pitch, which it doesn't matter to me. Do I get to see it?
You can see it, yeah.
I mean, that's really.
Yeah, dude. You should
There
be
you
able
go.
to
You took a 3. We put it on. We put taking that 3-0 pitch.
Yeah.
Right. Look, doom, done.
He doesn't even consider swinging at that.
No, he doesn't even consider swinging. He doesn't even bother. Doesn't care. But I don't know. Like, this only shows the past. I mean, these shows the games. What? This is not like all these. Oh, hold on, because I'm on the screen. These are those 14 pitches.
Yeah.
Right. These are exactly from the stat. Oh, okay. I can, dude. You know how much you can play around with this?
Yeah, a lot.
And you know how much you could play around with this? Go down a rabbit hole for like 10 hours and then come out and not learn anything. That's why it's like the pitch data. I'm like, I want to download all the pitch data and then just run it through something and just go, tell me what's correlated to whatever the hell, and just you find it yourself. Right? Isn't that what you do? Don't you write stuff where it's like, here's a bunch of data. I don't know where what relates to what, and just find where it could relate, and then you look and you see if it makes any sense.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. That's what I do a lot of the time in the off season for every sport is I just I find what new data is out there and I just throw it into a big old data lake and just say, all right, go.
Is that what it's called, a data lake?
That is one type of database. Yeah. It's data lake. So a database is structured and data lakes are not. Which basically it's like for a database, you have to have like structured and oriented objects for columns. Right. And data lakes, you just
data lake is just here's just we don't even like, I don't even know what this has to go with. Like, it doesn't.
That's basically it.
How do you do anything with the data lake? I mean, when you're not imagine taking this database, right? I mean, even just taking this pitch database right here and just take out the columns and mix everything up and go, yeah, Kyle Schwarber name is in this column and the pitch is in that column. Like what is it's just basically it's a CSV with everything all on one line.
Basically, yeah. That's basically
what are you supposed to do? How the hell do you use that?
Look, I'm not a network expert and I'm not a database expert, but I know that data lakes hold data like that, and I know that I use them by just pulling that out and then saying find relations. I can find some videos for you if you'd like to know them a little bit better. Data lakes are crazy.
Data lake is a centralized repository that stores, processes through a large amount of data, and it's an original format. Data lakes, okay. So it's not as nuts as I thought it was. Data lakes are structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data and exhaust size limits. So it's not doesn't have to be like completely like just a mess of garbage.
Well, no, it doesn't have to be.
Now there's a data warehouse. Why would all these data warehouses store structured data, and a lake is a centralized repository?
Yeah, data lakes basically allow you to store anything, whether it be structured or unstructured. The way that I use it is semi-structured, whereas I have relations between different databases and things come together.
Why is data so biased towards the land? Seems like if you're on land, like it's so much more structured, like humanity. Like if you're on, but you go to the lake. If I go to Kentucky Lake, it's like you're screwed. It's like, no, it's just gonna be a mess of
think about the structure of the difference between solids and liquids. Like, things have to be structured on land, otherwise they'll just fall over. In a lake, they don't have to be structured.
Have you seen my office? It doesn't have to be structured.
I have not actually seen your office.
No, I'm making a joke as if I have a messy office, and actually I don't. But
right,
you can imagine, right? Mm-hmm. With a lake, but I mean, a lake is naturally made and beautiful, right?
Well, I mean, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right?
How
I
have I
think
been
some
doing
lakes,
this? How have I been doing this for so long and not known what a data lake was?
bro, because you don't model. You don't actually build models.
I mean, I know data. I do data. I've done database programming before,
Oh,
but that's all structured.
okay. So no,
that's all
no, data,
structured.
data lakes are more recent than you have been working on. The data lakes
Oh
came
yeah,
out.
you're right, because I did database programming like 20 years ago.
I was going to say data lakes are more in the last like 15 years. In the last decade, they've really caught on.
Right back then, if I told someone that I'm going to make sense of a data lake, they'd be, I mean, they think I'm making it up. Like, what the hell are you talking? You can't do that.
Right, but you can.
I don't even know what version SQL that you're up to. What version SQL are we up to?
Oh God, I don't know. I don't use SQL. I use non-relational
That's how
databases.
old I am. I don't like what version of SQL are we up to? And you're like, I don't use SQL. It's like SQL like required from when I was
SQL. I mean, SQL. I think is still the most popular
what
database
version
management
SQL
system.
are we on? Version SQL. What are we on? What version SQL?
But there's a million different kinds of databasing now.
Right. What are we up to? Here's the SQL Server versions list. Are we on? I'm just gonna type in are we on? Are we on? Oh Jesus. I'm old. Jesus. The last time I used SQL was like SQL 7. Jeez. Okay. Me going down the rabbit hole of like how out of touch I am with like the thing is that I get a lot of the stuff that goes on now conceptually. Like I understand what you're trying to do. It's just that like the methodologies that I used to do. I mean, dude, I was building websites. I mean, I was building websites pre CSS. Like that's how old I am.
Yeah.
Like pre like CSS literally didn't. CSS existed in like the Internet Explorer 4, and it was the only browser that was able to process CSS at the time. Everything else you had to do like nested tables for everything. That's way back in the day. Of course, I learned CSS. That to me, that the front end web design stuff, and now we're on to stuff that I just completely over my head. Right now, I look at modern front end architecture, and I'm just I don't even know what all this stuff is. It's like how often did I have to use JSON 20 years ago? Nothing. I had zero. Didn't even exist. And now everything works that way. And I'm saying something that's probably 10 years dated. As right now, I'm complaining about something that is already 10 years dated that I didn't realize it because that's from like 2014.
Well, the good news is you don't have to worry about this stuff anymore.
No, you do it for me. That's why I like it.
Right.
Right. The database stuff is done for me. Go on RotoGrinders and you get. I mean, Jamino, that's what he's doing.
Right. Yeah.
Right. That's what
and
you
he does
do.
a great job.
I mean, right.
So I was looking a little bit at the differences. I was trying to find when Mookie Betts was swinging faster, because we know that there's a subset where he does. And I was trying to find where he does. His average bat speed on hitters counts is only 68 miles per hour.
Right, which
He's
is
in
really
hitters
slow.
counts a lot, but when it's an 0-1, an 0-0, or a 1-1 count, his average bat speed is 77 miles an hour. That's when he's swinging fast, is early in the count.
Maybe there may be some other. There could be some other variable that has to do with that as well.
Yeah. But
is he swinging like, because I mean, we can really dive deep. Is he swinging that fast only for relief pitchers? Only for the starting pitcher?
Right.
Only for like you could think of even just common sense reasons of like why would he choose to swing fast at certain times and not at others? And maybe it has nothing to do with the count. Maybe it does have to do with the count. Maybe it has to do with he'll swing more when it's the first at bat versus the third. You would think common sense that you wouldn't mind swinging faster if it's your third at bat plate appearance against a pitcher.
Right.
But maybe he's the type of person that swings faster when it's his first play. Like he's the type, let me get ahead of this. Or like you never know what these people are thinking. Or it could be the type of thing like James. You could go down this rabbit hole with Mookie Betts and find out that it's just completely and utterly random. And even if you ask Mookie Betts himself, you brought him on the show and said, when do you swing fast and when do you swing slow? He may look at you and go, I don't even understand what you're talking about. I just swing that whatever I swing at, it's like that could be the reaction. It's like you'll never know.
Yeah, I think and it's funny because on those swings, all right. You want to know how often he barrels? How often he gets a barrel?
How often?
0% of the time.
So when is he getting barrels?
He's getting barrels on hitters' counts when he's swinging slower.
But making a hell of a lot better contact.
Yep.
Swinging slow, but maybe it's against pitchers that are throwing the ball a million miles an hour.
I don't know.
Now we just throw up our hands. Now maybe Mookie Betts is one of those people that just breaks. We're going down trying to figure out Mookie Betts, and there may be some predictive power in like everything else, and he's just the guy that you just throw it like you just throw it out, just like I don't know what he's doing, but
that's the thing. If you want to look at elite hitters and try to profile for elite hitters, you have to look at Mookie Betts.
But I'm saying there may be something in the middle between a whole 100, 200 other hitters that you find, 10% worthy here, 10, 15% worthy there. And then Mookie Betts just breaks it. You understand what I mean? Like you always have in a model, like in my MMA stuff, Merab Dvalishvili breaks my stuff all the time because he could score a zillion points without finishing anyone. And when like the most correlated part of a 100-point score is a finish,
right?
And he never gets a finish. It always comes up that like, Merab is the worst. You wouldn't want to pay anything for this guy, and it's like, no, he's going to be like the 50% owned guy on this slate. Like, there's always going to be like some outlier that just breaks all of those conditions, but you can figure out why it breaks all those conditions. Mookie Betts just may be that person.
Yeah, might be. I think that what it's going to come back to, we're going to get a full year data on this. We'll get a full year. And then we'll finally have enough data to really work with. Probably about halfway through the year, we'll probably have a decent amount. But I'd say at the end of the year, next offseason, people are going to find some things that really matter. AKA me, people are going to find some things that matter. And then we'll be able to actually point to some things next year. But like right now, that is really new and we just don't know. And but what is interesting is to look at these different scenarios and play with these different search tools and look at the different parameters and say, okay, well, Mookie Betts is like what we might find is Mookie Betts is swinging really hard in the first inning, in his first at bat, in the first 3 pitches. And if he doesn't hit a home run in the first 3 pitches, then we should expect him to not do anything for the rest of the game. Who knows? Or we might find that he never swings hard until like the 3rd time through the order, right? When he has seen what the opposing pitcher wants to do, and now he knows that the opening pitcher now he knows that the starting pitcher wants to open the at-bat against Mookie with a curveball on the outside. And so then he's going to unload on it because he knows what the pitcher wants to do. Like maybe we'll find that. Maybe we'll find that the value in this is actually only relevant to the 3rd time through the order for Mookie Betts. But for Jose Altuve, who was like a guy who loves to swing at the first pitch of every single game, he like set a league or a team record for most home runs on the first pitch of the game. Like maybe we find that if he doesn't hit a home run in his first at bat, he literally just does not do anything for the entire game. Well, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. It's one of those things.
The goal is to learn enough about Mookie Betts that we could bet on like the most obscure menus. right? Of like Bet365 or something, or FanDuel have it, where it's like, Mookie Betts anytime homer prop is like plus 400, and it's like, no, I don't like plus 400. Mookie Betts will hit a home run in his second at bat,
Right.
like only,
Yeah.
and then you take that and you take that and you pair it with other people, like imagine doing that in a game. Imagine what a way to get limited. What a way to get limited if you put in an SGP of like, yeah, I'll take Mookie Betts hits the second home run of the game, right? Or something like that. Mookie Betts third inning home run and a Freddie Freeman over half a double, and then like a relief pitcher over half a strikeout or something like that, and hitting that for like I don't know what the hell that would be. That would be like 20,000
like
to 1. And
plus
it's like,
3,000 or something. It's like 30 to 1.
Right. They're going to first look and go, did you pass post? How is this pass posted? Or they're just going to assume that you're just someone from the future, that you're literally, you're just like, you're time that we can't let Time Lords in here because, yeah. I mean, they don't offer those types of, they don't offer like, hit a home run in the third inning. I don't
They
think
don't offer them. They don't offer them yet. One more thing on this really quick. As we're continuing to think about what this data can lead into, the hitter side of things, what everybody's focusing on now. But I think that if what we find out and what holds true is that hitters are swinging the bat faster, like good hitters are swinging the bat faster when they understand what a pitcher wants to do. If that holds true, if it's like third time through the order, hitters have seen what a pitcher wants to do, and that's when they're swinging the bat faster. In that scenario, a really interesting thing would be to see for pitchers who has the smallest deviation between bat speed going into the third time through the order, and then assuming that those pitchers are better at mitigating damage and understanding their way through the third time through the order. And then what we'll say is, oh, that has like a 0.94 correlation with XFIP. So why wouldn't we just use
XFIP? Right, exactly.
But it would still
a lot of this stuff will end up being that. A lot of it will be that we found something. It's just that it's absurdly correlated to something we already know.
Right.
That's
and I think we will find that. Right. But it's still really cool stuff. And I said that last time. I just think that when it comes down to this data, that the value of it is for people like me who really want to just dig into data and find the different things that make sense. You want
to dive right into that data lake, right?
I do, man.
You want to go skinny dipping in the data lake. You're just like,
I do.
I could see after the show just downloading the data and just being like naked by your computer.
Yeah, what I actually do is when I form a new data lake, I actually code in a little naked dude to go swim through it while I'm working through it.
Oh, in the comments, you do it in the you comment that out, right? In the code.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's pretty awesome. So data is cool, and if people like data, they should play with data. I'm a big proponent that if you want to learn how to code or if you want to learn how to work with data or whatever, go to YouTube, say, how do I work with data, and just do it. Just play around with it. Nobody knows what they're doing. No, I barely know what I'm doing. Cardi does not know what he's doing entirely either. Nobody knows entirely what they're doing. You know what we're all doing? We're all going to YouTube and we're all going to Stack Overflow and we're all just typing in questions that somebody else has answered. And we're just playing around.
That's how I do my JavaScript.
Yeah.
Right?
It has not changed. It has not changed since the start of the freaking internet, man. We're all just
now we have ChatGPT. Now I go to ChatGPT and I go, I need the Excel formula for this, and it just gives it to me. And I'm like, okay, thank you.
I would be careful with that because I do that sometimes. It works for not complicated things. For some of the
does it look like? Do I look like the type of guy that's doing that complicated a thing?
I don't know. Maybe, dude. I don't know what you do in your spare time. I don't know what
James, the funniest one is that I did one. I put in a function I have in Excel that is so long that I need that it scrolls for at least 5 seconds as the FX bar is on my screen. And I'm like, why don't I use ChatGPT to make this more efficient? right? Like I'm it shouldn't be. I'm just inputting stuff and doing stuff like, and I put it in, and ChatGPT basically told me I'm lost. I'm sorry.
It's just like, I don't know what you're doing here.
I really have no clue what you're doing, and yeah, I don't know.
You should use, by the way, ChatGPT is not as good for coding stuff as Google's Gemini is. So if you're willing to go get Gemini instead,
what am I coding? I'm not coding anything.
I'm just saying okay. So anybody out there who actually likes to code, if you want to use an LLM that is better at that, Google's Gemini has better benchmarks. That's what I use for a lot of my code stuff. It does a pretty good job, but I still there's gonna be times where I still go out to the internet and I'm just like, I still go out and try to find things on Stack Overflow, because it's a little bit like LLMs are pre-programmed to give a lot of explanation and a lot of like reasoning and stuff like that. And sometimes I don't want that. But sometimes just give me the answer and just let me move on. Like you don't have to type out.
Or just give me the picks. People are watching the show for 50 minutes going,
just give me the picks,
where's
bro.
the picks today? I just want the picks. I don't need the reason. Is Mookie Betts going to hit a home run today? That's all I need to know. Is he going to hit a home run?
Is he going to make it into the third time through the order? Then yes.
Is he going to swing fast? All we know, we do know. Highly likely that he will not swing at a 3-0 pitch. Bet that. Go on FanDuel, go into your SGP, and if you go, the menus on these sites are getting so ridiculous that you probably could bet on over/under swinging on the 3-0 pitch or something. And let's just say that if it's minus 250, the juice is fine. Take that. It seems like he doesn't swing at all.
I am genuinely surprised that Aaron Judge has not swung a single 3-0 pitch all year. That one's surprising.
Why should he?
No, I mean, I agree. Again, heuristically, I agree, but it's amazing to see it.
Right. Daniel uses the highly advanced tech known as Wikipedia.
I donate to Wikipedia every month, by the way.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
So hold on. So if something on Wikipedia is wrong, I should blame you.
You can you can blame me
as the benefactor. You're perpetuating the lies on Wikipedia.
Well, okay, sure, yeah, you can put it that way if you'd like. I just look at it as a tax write-off.
Oh, that too, yeah, true. But I mean, and Dan, everyone throwing cash to Wikipedia?
Dude, it's an important resource. You should.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. So maybe we should put tax money towards it if it's that important.
Well, I agree with that as well. I think that it should be.
To me, that's my attitude. It's like the more that people give I mean, you give to charity, and it's like, well, then the government doesn't have to do. Like, no, I just make it be that our taxes pays for that, so I don't have to support the local arts theater or something like that because they're always broke. It's like, it should be funded.
This is going to come off as polarizing, but I think that taxes are way too low overall. Because I agree, we should be funding things like that. But
yes,
until we have
James,
yeah,
figuring out how Mookie Betts swings a bat should be publicly funded. That's the takeaway.
Here's what I want. I want a progressive tax structure that actually taxes Amazon and Tesla correctly, so that I can figure out when Mookie Betts is swinging the bat as fast as he can. I want Amazon to pay for my baseball research.
Yeah, that seems reasonable to me.
I think so too.
Yes,
I think so too.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Cardi about some of this stuff tomorrow. Cardi's gonna be on the show, and maybe he's found some stuff. Maybe he'll say what we're looking for makes no sense for whatever reason. And most of the stuff, you just look. I mean, when you're swimming in that data lake,
yeah.
Sometimes you're gonna be swimming in the wrong direction. Sometimes you're gonna hit branches. There's gonna be a jellyfish or something. I don't think jellyfish are in lakes, but I mean, they would be in oceans, but you never know. Maybe sometimes you find a jellyfish in a lake or something, and you got to do some of that type of stuff, right? Yeah, Daniel gets it all. DFS, have a government run. We should have the government. Truthfully, the way that DraftKings sizes their contests, maybe the government may actually be better
Yeah.
Maybe they'll be better at it.
Let's get the government to subsidize our DFS action. That'll work.
Hit that like button on your way out the door. We always have these interesting conversations on Mondays when James is here. James, you're at paydirt_DFS on Twitter.
I am, yeah. I just posted out some newsletter stuff because I've been working on a newsletter, and most of my work right now is going towards trying to figure out some prize picks and underdog and pick six stuff. I'm trying to set up a tool for that, so be on the lookout for that. And you can find any of my work over at paydirtdfs.com.
Obviously, you could join the RotoGrinders Discord. You can talk to me anytime you want. I'm in my Blender's Game Theory channel. I'm also in like the Bat channel. I'm in some of the other channels. If you as long as you tag me, I'm always the troll. I'm always lurking, not trolling, but I'm lurking around. I'm always in there. So you could join that rotogrinders.com/Discord. Join RotoGrinders Premium. Get all of everything that we offer at RotoGrinders pretty much. We have a special running 6 months. Combo Premium, $250 off. So feel free to get that as well. And if you enjoy these types of discussions where it's not just about the picks or everything like that, and you want to learn more about the game theory of DFS, go to theoryofdfs.com. I could add once it's been added, but I can remove. It's kind of weird. I know the StreamYard always works weird. Like I could add this, but I couldn't add it in the beginning. You can't add the thing first on my end, but apparently you can once you've already added it. Okay, so I learned something new. That's what I've learned today. And data lakes. I've actually learned stuff.
You did, yeah. And you learned more about the Baseball Swap Tool. This was a very good pod for you listening and learning.
Right. Now, am I going to look at most of this stuff probably not, but I mean, because I'm going to look and I'm going to go, I'm going to spend an hour looking at whatever, and then I go to the projections, and it's like, what is it? Whatever.
No, I was going to say you're going to take time on this. It won't come from anything. You're not going to actually learn.
No, yeah, it'll be something. It'll be more like entertainment. It's more entertainment for me. Like, it's kind of weird to see why anytime I play this guy, he sucks. Like, let me go look. Oh, right. Yeah. You know what the data says? Data says he sucks. You thought he was good. It turns out like it's just your bias. Like no, Justin Turner sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah. Like he's not the same guy that you remember. Like he just literally sucks. So like don't play him anymore. Right? Javi Baez, right? Those people. It's like, yeah, why can't Javi Baez hit a home run today? It's like because he doesn't do it anymore because he sucks.
What?
Right? Okie-doke. Like I said, hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to know when we go live. Tomorrow I'll be talking about the Tuesday slate as well. We'll have Cardi on, and I'll ask him some stuff about this as well. There's no MMA this week, but TJ will be on Friday. But we got mostly baseball. Wednesday I'll be on with Dean with Grinders Live. We got, all the pretty much now. I mean, with the basketball playoffs are getting close to being over. The hockey playoffs are getting close to being over. It's going to be mostly baseball. So I hope you're swinging away at the DFS contests, the props, the pick 'em, everything else. That's what I talk about here Monday through Friday, 11 o'clock Eastern on RotoGrinders Today.